What it do, NFL fam? It's for the NFL fam. See, I had a little slight discussion, I'm saying, with one of my fellow folks, and we was, contemplating or just saying, Megatron, Calvin Johnson, how good was he? Now, we know he was good, but we never really got to see him on another team. I'm saying we just never got, the Lions would never let him go, which made no sense. You wouldn't let him go, but you let Matthew Stafford go to a team that's completely stacked and they won the Super Bowl. But that's another story. I'm not going to get into that. They didn't want to let Megatron go, you know what I'm saying? So they kept him under contract and he could never go nowhere. I'm saying. So we never really would know his full potential. I'm saying. But as you see his stats look nice. You know what I'm saying? And he was a beast on the field. Now, we're looking at the, I want to always go with the prime, you know what I'm saying, Calvin Johnson, the prime Megatron. I only said I thought one person that would have been better than him if they were head to head. Okay, one person that would have been better than him. So let me show you this other person and you let me know what you think. Hold on. Ooh, T.O. Now, hold on. I know everybody, a lot of people like to hate on T.O. I don't know what for. T.O. was a beast. You know what I'm saying? He was a beast. And they was able to let it. See, the Niners don't get down like that. If you want to leave, we'll let you leave. We will let you leave. We don't have no problem with getting rid of you. Literally. We ain't gonna hold. We know that we knew Terrell Owens was good. We knew what type of player he was. Just like the Lions knew what type of player Calvin Johnson was. They knew it. But you don't want to let him go? Didn't make any sense. But you let Matthew Stafford go. Not just let him go. They allowed Matthew Stafford to go to a team that's completely stacked. Didn't make any sense. But the Niners, when T.O. wanted to go. You feel me? Went to the Cowboys. He went to a few different teams, you know what I'm saying? But when you look at his stats, Now, he played a lot longer. And he played with different quarterbacks. So the numbers would be different. But I want everybody else's opinion on these two. You know what I'm saying? Between Calvin Johnson and Terrell Owens, who would you pick first and who would be on your starting roster? You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, we seen Megatron do his thing. Now, me, myself, I'm taking Terrell Owens. Not just because he was a Niner. But if you've seen Terrell Owens, he was strong. He was a big dude. He run routes. Now, I seen, Calvin Johnson, Megatron. He was so big. They used to just throw the ball up and he was just snatch it. You know what I'm saying? I seen a lot of that. That was simple. You just throw it up and he'll snatch it. It is what it is. And that was a given. You know what I'm saying? And then you can go with the numbers. You can go with the stats. Yeah, T.O. got bigger. Like I said, he played a little bit longer. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, different quarterbacks. And once he went to other teams and they seen that this guy is a beast, he was the main target. Okay, hold on. Now, the touchdowns are less. Like I said, this is Matthew Stafford. They never really allowed him to go anywhere else where he was the main target, where he can, get them numbers up. You know what I'm saying? Get them numbers up. They never allowed it. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't really get to see his full potential. We seen what the potential. Come on now. Everybody, the Megatron, you feel me? But the Lions didn't do him a good service, you feel me? Why you do him like that? It just didn't make any sense. It made no sense. You basically held him hostage. And there was a few times where teams was inquiring about him, but they wouldn't let him go. So, Lions, that's a whole nother story. I'm a Niner. Y'all got to explain that, man. You feel me? If I'm Calvin Johnson, I want to have nothing to do with y'all at all. You know what I'm saying? Because then your prime runs out and you can't play football anymore anyway. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. You feel me? But now, when we look at it, come on now. I used to see Megatron going, come on now, man. He used to jump up in the air. Who come covering? A safety, a corner? Come on now, man. Even if you're a good corner, you're a good safety, the height matters. He jumping up with one arm. Come on now, man. 8, 9 feet tall. Come on now, man. You can't mess with this. You feel me? But that goes to show the type of quarterback that he had, that they never got to a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? And that's why everybody, when they praise Matthew Stafford, they praise Matthew Stafford. But when he went to the other team, look at the players that he had. Odell Beckham. What's that? Cooper Kupp. You know what I'm saying? The team was stacked. Jalen Ramsey, Ndamukong Suh. You had Aaron Donald. You had Von Miller. The team was stacked. That's why they say, oh, he's great. He's great. He's great. Matthew Stafford's great. You sure? He had Megatron and you couldn't even get no. What did you do? You had Megatron. You could not get anywhere. You got to remember. Hold on. See, when we had Terrell Owens, we went to a few playoff games, and he had different quarterbacks with the Niners. He had different quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jeff Garcia. You feel me? He had different quarterbacks. He literally had different quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Steve Young, he had different quarterbacks. And he still was able to, show what he was able to do. You know what I'm saying? And we still got to the playoffs with him. I remember when we got to the, which was a good year, we got to the playoffs and we lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Warren Sapp, in the playoffs. That team, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, eventually went on to win the Super Bowl. They beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl. But that was the team that stopped us. We went over there and they ended up stopping us. They had a dominant defense. You feel me? And we lost to them and they ended up going to the Super Bowl. I'm saying. But when I look at Matthew Stafford and Megatron, I'm like, damn, you had Megatron. What did you do? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? T.O. was even balling. You got to remember, he balled out with the Cowboys. He balled out with the Eagles. He went to the Super Bowl with the Eagles. He literally went to the Super Bowl with the Eagles. These are different quarterbacks. And the only reason I even bring this up is because people praise Matthew Stafford. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Matthew Stafford, you was in a team. I think you had Reggie Bush over there. You had a bunch of good talent over there. You feel me? What's that? Roy Williams. He had another wide receiver who was like damn near 7 feet tall. And Ndamukong Suh was over there. And you couldn't do anything. That's why when people praise Matthew Stafford, like I said, Matthew Stafford will never win another Super Bowl. He'll never do nothing else because the team is not stacked anymore. It's not stacked anymore. It's not. It's just not stacked. This year, remember, Matthew Stafford was going to leave. They brought him back on because it's like, might as well until we get a rookie or something, you feel me? But it goes to show that, when you got them stacked teams, you got to remember it. And I can get on Matthew Stafford all day. I mean, but it is what it is. They stacked the team. He won the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? And what's that? In the NFC Championship, Jacarski Tarr dropped the interception. It is what it is. But I remember, look at Tom Brady. When Tom Brady left the Patriots, he didn't just go to any team. He went over there to the Buccaneers, and what he said, give me this guy, give me this guy, give me this guy. I even want AB. Give me AB. And you know AB crazy. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady knew, I know this guy crazy, but he can catch the ball. Yeah. And end up winning the Super Bowl. Now, did Tom Brady win any more Super Bowls? No. He eventually retired. You know what I'm saying? After that beating that Brock Purdy put on him. That's another story. I'm not going to get into that. I know what y'all finna say. Yeah, well, Brock Purdy was, he was a rookie. That was his first full game. I think he put 40 points on them Buccaneers. Hey, I had to bring that up. I'm a Niner, you feel me? But at the end of the day, hold on. At the end of the day, Calvin Johnson is a beast. He is a beast. You feel me? He is a beast. It is no ifs, ands, or about it. He is a beast. You know what I'm saying? Even when I used to play on Madden, I used to play against people and they usually, all they used to do is throw the ball up and jump up and catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? So you got to hurry up and get to the quarterback. So if you don't hurry up and get to the quarterback, he'll catch the ball. You feel me? But he is a beast. You know what I'm saying? So I don't take nothing from Calvin Johnson. But like I said, me, myself, I would pick Terrell Owens. To me, I thought he was a lot stronger. He was a big dude, a lot stronger, and he run routes a little bit better. I don't know. Unless you guys seen something different, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments and, we can debate about this. Let me know what y'all think. Leave it in the comments. Peace. I'm out of here.